Steinhouse, and welcome to Money Chat Now. Money Chat Now is a politically charged stock market pre-show giving you the politics of the day and the biggest moves in the stock market. It is presented with comedic common sense and just the right amount of sarcasm by an expert in financial literacy, and hey, that's me, Larry Steinhouse. Today is Thursday, November 3rd, and I want to welcome you to the show. We are here live on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and you can also find repeats of the show on Rumble and Spotify. Hey, please search Money Chat Now and Larry Steinhouse, and then you can follow me there as well. If you'd like to connect, you can also go to contactlarry.com. That's contactlarry.com, and then you will find my social media connections, my email, my text message information. That's contactlarry.com. Hey, just remember, if you're watching online, hit that like button. So everybody watching right now, hit that like button. And don't forget, hit that share button as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. And you can also find Money Chat Now and the Larry Steinhouse Show on Spotify. So please go there and subscribe as well. A lot of people want to know the difference between the Money Chat Now and the Larry Steinhouse Show on Spotify. The difference is the Money Chat Now show is just the Money Chat Now stuff, and the Larry Steinhouse Show is the interviews. So if you like the interviews, you can go there as well. All right, you can also comment live during the show on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And please say hi so I know you're watching. By the way, let me say hello to a couple people who are online right now. We've got James coming in from YouTube. We got Peter. We got Joe coming in. We got my lovely wife coming in. We got Jose coming in also from YouTube. Bill coming in from YouTube. Mike coming in. And Mark. And also, so is the fake ballot going to be giving Ken the Democrat the day off today? That's what James is saying. That's pretty funny. All right. I guess Ken is here. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right. Don't forget to join the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. Please do that so you can always see the show. If you like the Money Chat Now page, you can still view the show when I'm in Facebook jail. I can only transmit there. So go to the Money Chat Now page and like it so you never miss a show due to the fascist book censors. All right, on today's show, we're going to be talking about the market recap. We're going to be talking about Turkey inflation, and I'm going to go into my election rant. So if you guys like my rants, you're going to love this one. Money Chat Now is brought to you by Investor Schooling, and you can attend a complimentary class this Thursday by going to investorschooling.com. There you will learn about real estate investing, stock options trading from those who do it every day, and that is today. So come to Investor Schooling today and come to a complimentary class and learn and enjoy. Hey, you guys know how to share the program? Underneath the video is a share button. Share the program right now. Share it with your friends. Share it especially with your Republican friends because they're really going to like today's episode. Also, share it in groups that you know might like it too. Like maybe a group that might be a for Trump group or a Republican group or a Republican for Better of Life group, whatever it may be, because they'll really enjoy it. So please share it. I think you'll have a lot of fun today. All right, let's talk about yesterday, though. Yesterday seemed to go as planned. Powell got up and announced a 75-point basis increase once again, and the market popped at first. It always seems to happen every time. He says whatever, and then the market pops. Then as his speech and the questions go on, the market starts to drop. Remember that this is the fourth 75 basis point increase in a row. That means within 4 months, he has raised the prime rate 3 percentage points. 3 percentage points in 4 months. That's insane. It's now a total of 4%. It's quickly going to cause mortgage interest rates to jump to 7.75% to 8%. The housing market is doomed. The move by the Fed was most aggressive pace of monetary policy tightening since the early 1980s, and that was the last time inflation ran this high. The only good news is that Wall Street was able to uncover, and the only, was a hint that Powell said that he would be slowing down. He basically stated what I and many other pundits have been saying all along, that he will take into account the cumulative tightening of monetary policy, the lags which in monetary policy affects the economic activity, and inflation and economic and financial developments. Oh, basically you mean he will see if the dust settles before kicking up another storm? Smart thinking. So the Fed is trying to make up for the almost 9 years of bad policies by not raising the interest rates sooner. These guys are playing with charts and figures and don't realize that lives are being affected. Yes, I realize they're trying to help the average low-income person by stopping or slowing inflation, but you can't do it overnight. If your goal is to bring the middle class down a notch, you're succeeding. It isn't going to bring the lower class out of poverty. The monetary policy is just basically going to crush the dreams of people who want to move up in their place of living. Well, as I said before, as a real estate investor, I'm happy when inflation comes in strong. My property values increase and so does my rent. I'm not looking to sell any of my property, so frankly, I don't care what the values are. All I care about is the rent and the cash flow. By the way, it should be noted that we are still not the Fed rate that was here in 2008, just before the crash. So think about that. The Fed rate at that time was 5%, and we are at 4% right now. So basically, the Fed has another 100 basis points to crash the market like they did in 2008. The current market prediction is that they will go over 5% before they stop the increases. So, say hello to 9 and 10% mortgage interest rates. It's coming to a bank near you soon. The Dow tanked after the Fed announcement was over, and investors started to panic. The bond market predictably jumped, and if you remember on yesterday's show, I said it would happen, and I said the NASDAQ would tumble. The Dow finished down 505 points, and the NASDAQ finished down a whopping 366 points. Yikes. Once again, I predict the market to go below and finish slightly below 30,000 by year end. I also predict that it will hit 26,000 sometime next year and then range between 26 and 28,000. Once again, we can only say, let's go Brandon, as the disastrous policies of Joe Biden continue to take America down the path of financial disaster. By the way, Powell also said this about a soft landing, and I quote, "We've always said it was going to be difficult, but to the extent rates have to go higher and stay higher for longer, it becomes harder and harder to see the path. It's narrowed." I would say the path has narrowed over the course of the past year. The quote from Powell says, "Sorry, Charlie, no soft landing." We had earnings reports on Tuesday from Airbnb, and the shares fell more than 13% after the company released third quarter earnings that beat Wall Street's estimate but fell short on fourth quarter guidance. Airbnb, like other travel industry stocks, took a beating from the scamdemic and they've basically been building themselves back. The problem is that many of the travel companies are facing the uncertainty of the future. Will there be a recession? Will it hinder travel? So many of the companies are pulling back their guidance for next year. Personally, I think that's what makes them great plays. You know, if they do what they expect, the stock will float in this range. If they beat expectations, the stocks will take off. I like the travel industry for a long-term buy and hold play. Netflix, by the way, also rolled out their new program at $8 a month. This is an ad-based program that lets you watch their programming. However, you will now be interrupted by ads. So Netflix has in the past resisted the idea of ads on their platform from the beginning. However, they feel that with competition from the other streaming services, it's time to be like everyone else. This was after a bad couple of quarters caused by the growing competition in the streaming world. Disney Plus said it will introduce its own ad-supported tier, and they will both compete with ad-supported plans from services like Hulu and Peacock. Also in the news yesterday was Boeing. The airplane builder is proving to be a great stock as airlines keep buying more and more planes. The company struggled with bad news for a few years, but now they seem to be pulling up and into the sky with orders and profits. The stock has been moving up, and I expect it to continue. I can easily see the stock back in the 200s in the next 3 to 6 months. It's about 150 right now. All right, look, we have a lot of cover, and you're really gonna enjoy my rant after the next commercial. So let's take a look at the futures and see what Wall Street is trying to tell us today. All right, right now, it looks like the Dow is down 181. It was up this morning at about 50, plus 50, but now it's down about 181, and I guess it's going to keep going. The S&P is down 30, and the NASDAQ is, wow, down another 106. That's terrible. All right, let's talk about Turkey's inflation. So, in the United States, we've experienced Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve raising interest rates to curb inflation. I have said, and this should have been done starting about 8 years ago when Obama was president. The Fed made a serious mistake waiting so long, and now we're suffering with higher than normal inflation. The solution the Fed has prescribed for the illness is raising interest rates. Well, it would have happened if the Fed would have just said, I guess what the question really is, what would have happened if we would have let the ball just roll and not raise interest rates? Well, the country of Turkey may be the case study here. Turkey, like many other countries, is also facing incredible increases in inflation. However, they decided to kick the can down the road and see where it goes. Inflation in Turkey has risen for the 17th consecutive month in October, hitting 85.5% year-over-year inflation. 85.5%. The Turkish president Erdogan, or whatever, refuses to raise interest rates. He's insisting that it would harm the economy. Is it correct? Imagine an economy so strong that it can handle food costs doubling in the past year. That is correct. Most items have doubled in cost in the past year. Something called hyperinflation has been the cause of most fiat currencies' demise. So what happens is hyperinflation destroys fiat currencies. This means that if this continues, the fiat currency used in Turkey, called the lira, will become worthless and a new currency will need to be introduced. However, if the inflation situation settles down, and somehow I suspect it will, the president of Turkey could prove to be a genius. The real problem is that he's experimenting with the entire economy of a country. So just for reference, food prices in Turkey were 99% higher than the same period last year. Housing rose by 85%, and transport was up 117%, as reported by the Turkish government. The domestic producer price index shows a 157.69% increase annually and was up 7.83% in a monthly basis. The monthly rise in consumer prices was 3.54%. These are incredibly high numbers. Of course, economists and critics say that these policies have continued to hurt the lira and push inflation up. They're correct. However, what will be the outcome? I continue to watch this and see how it affects the country and the rest of the world. By the way, I wouldn't mind so much if housing increased 85%. That would make my goal of being a decamillionaire come pretty quick. Hey, if you want to know how to do that, watch this next commercial.
Okay, so you thought about buying and selling real estate. You've thought about investing in the stock market, but don't know where to start. Well, what if you could find a place to unlock strategies to master both real estate and the stock market, all without the headache? That place is Investor Schooling, hosted by Larry Steinhouse, an expert in real estate, financial literacy, and the ins and outs of the stock market. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate, and you will learn mastery of stock techniques such as options and covered calls. You will even get a chance to ask one of your burning questions to the stock option sultan, the master of picks and plays. Call 866-424-2829 for free information and receive a complimentary pass to attend classes, or register online at investorschooling.com. Don't delay. These passes are limited. So what are you waiting for? Call 866-424-2829. That's 866-424-2829. Or visit investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. And of course, if you'd like more information on investor schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829. That's 866-424-2829. I want to welcome you back to the show. We are here live on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And you can also find repeats of the show on Rumble and Spotify. Please search Money Chat Now and Larry Steinhouse on Spotify. Like and subscribe there. And if you'd like to connect with me personally, you can go to contactlarry.com. That's contactlarry.com. And there you will find my social media connections, my email, and my text message information. That's contactlarry.com. All right, real quick, I want to say hello to a couple of people who have joined us. Hello. Hey, it looks like Jose has joined us, and Bill, and Mike, and Mark, and Ken, the Democrat, is here. We've got Tom saying hi, and Michael saying hi, and Deb saying hi, and Tommy saying hi. Boy, I don't know. So much chatter going on. You guys are hysterical. Oh, it looks like we got to delete somebody from here. Oh, there we go. Deleted. All right, cool. All right. That wasn't you, Ken, the Democrat. We kept you on. All right. So far, of course, we've been discussing the market recap. The Dow is getting worse, down 190. The S&P is down 34, and the Nasdaq is down 117. We talked about turkey inflation. Coming up will be my election rant, and then, of course, today's picks and plays. But did you guys hit that like button? Everybody hit that share button right now. If you haven't hit that share button yet, hit that share button right now, because what I'm about to do is about to definitely go on a rant about the elections. Hey, also leave me a comment and say hi if you haven't already. Leaving a comment is the only way I know you're watching. Please share and like as well. Hey, don't forget to order my book called Money Hacks. And if you have ordered it, please leave a review on Amazon. I totally appreciate it. All right. I gotta say that every time Biden speaks, it either makes me cringe because his gaffes are so bad, or it annoys me because all he does is yell and prove to be a dictator. Well, last night was no different when he went on the warpath, telling you and I and the rest of America that he and his cronies are the route to follow to save democracy. I'm not even going to go down the path of the fact that we're a republic and not a democracy. I will instead talk about the freedom that he and the Democrats continue to steal each day. Do you remember a year ago when we were all being forced to take a shot of an untested drug? Do you remember how we couldn't fly or travel without a vaccine passport, or how the fact that our businesses were shut down, our playgrounds were shut down, we weren't even allowed to work or leave our houses? We were denied our basic freedoms. I can't bring up the elections, and that's what really happened, because YouTube and Facebook will shut me down. Oh yes, this is more of the same as the government continues to control freedom of speech with their pressure. So now I'm stuck using the moniker election integrity instead of the truth. And now and you guys know what the truth really is. Well, last night Biden, you know who I mean, that president that got more votes in the history of all voting in America, said in his speech that, and I quote, "It's estimated that there are more than 300 election deniers on the ballot across America this year. We can't ignore the impact this is having on our country. It's damaging, it's corrosive, it's destructive." No, Biden, they're correct. But I can't say that because I'll be shut down by you and your reach into corporate America running the shit show this country has become. Of course, Biden used the attack on Paul Pelosi to say that it's the MAGA Republicans' fault that he was attacked, and it was an act of intimidation on the part of the MAGA people to change the election. He actually had the nerve to say this next. This intimidation, this violence against Democrats, Republicans, and nonpartisan officials just doing their job are the consequences of lies told for power and profit, lies of conspiracy and malice, lies repeated over and over to generate a cycle of anger, hate, vitriol, and even violence. Wow. How do you say that when you're doing it by saying that? Biden continues in his angry voice, "In this moment, we have to confront these lies with the truth." Damn, how about telling the truth, the real truth, not the made-up truth that you and the pack of wolves spew each day? The divider in charge also had the nerve to use this as a unification speech. He actually said, "We need to start looking out for each other again, seeing ourselves as the people, not entrenched enemies." He continued, "This is a choice we can make. Disunion and chaos are not inevitable. There's been anger in America before, there's been division in America before, but we never give up on American experiment, and how do we do that now?" Hey, dictator, we aren't giving up, Air Biden. We're trying to rescue the American dream. No, not the dream of crashing the border, not the dream of sitting in front of a television and collecting an extra $600 a week. No, not the dream of being told that we can only do as you and your minion of devil-worshipping thugs say we can do. You know, the real American dream, as governed by something that you and the Democrats have long forgotten. It's called the United States Constitution. It is what we'll be fighting for this coming Tuesday. God help this country if we can't take it back. Take it back and restore the freedom we once had. Take it back and restore election integrity. Take it back and stop being told that we have to accept the government's idea of how our children should be raised. Take it back and stop the tyranny and anarchy that you, Biden, and the rest of the anti-American liberal Democrats have been destroying like a cancer from within. I laugh when people bring up the argument of freedom of choice when they press for the right for an abortion. They say we're suppressing women's right by not letting them kill their child. Well, I'm for equal rights, and the first right is the right to be born. I guess this issue explains it all. If you don't give people the right to be born, how can you expect the government to give them the right to be free? Maybe that's how we fell into this trap the past 3 years. You have a choice on Tuesday. The choice is to be free or be a slave to your government. You have a choice on Tuesday to be heard or silently be silenced by the government who laughs at you when you complain. You have a choice to vote or be intimidated by the Nazi regime known as the Democrat Party. Do we want to be ruled by a dictator party or the party of freedom? Make sure you vote. Yes, I know you're concerned about fraud. Election integrity, because I can't say that online. But try it just in case it actually works. I'm not sure it will either, but I'm convinced that if we don't try it, we will certainly lose everything that's left in this society. Everything we hold near and dear to our hearts. How about, I don't understand how half this country can be so easily fooled. It's beyond me. But we have to help them like you would help someone drowning while they kick and splash and bring you down with them. Don't worry if people continue to be blind. Make sure you vote and make sure this red wave happens. If not, the end of this country just keeps getting closer. On a final note, I sure hope the Republicans have learned their lesson this time, and the lesson is not to be so passive anymore. I gotta be honest, even I've been complicit. I never really cared before. That is until I saw the country become ruled by dictators like Biden, Murphy, Newsom, and Wolf. Don't let the dictators win anymore. Oh, and as for you Democrats, are you really proud of what your party has become? The party of pure hate, division, and tyranny? Wow. Promise me that if you're watching this, you'll go vote for the team that will free us from the thought police, free us from the dictatorship, and free us from being held hostage by other countries controlling our energy. And finally, free us into the freedom that we are promised by the Constitution of the United States. Vote for freedom on Tuesday. See you guys in a minute. Hi, I'm Larry Steinhouse, and one of the most misunderstood things in America is money. That's why I've written this book. It's called Money Hacks, because everything you think you know about money is wrong. And I'm telling you, everything you think you know about money is wrong. When you read this book, you will learn things about money that you did not know. You will even learn if money can buy you happiness. I have a full chapter dedicated to that. You're going to definitely want to read that. I talk about how to use other people's money to buy real estate. I talk about how to save more money, and I even talk about how to rebuild your credit score in this book. There are 22 amazing chapters in this book. This book is now available everywhere. It's available on Amazon. It's available on barnesandnoble.com. And you can order this book right now, and you'll have it in 2 days, and you'll start learning things about money that you never knew before. So order the book right now. Go to Amazon, go to barnesandnoble.com, and order the book, Money Hacks by Larry Steinhouse. All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse, and I've calmed down. Hey, if you'd like to be a sponsor on this show, your name and product would certainly be helpful to, hey, imagine how I could advertise your product after that last rant, right? All right, you would also help us stay on the air, and you could also have your product shown to hundreds of listeners that watch this show. Hey, just reach out on Messenger or contact me at Contact Larry. And by the way, did you know we have a Spotify channel? You can look up Money Chat Now or Larry Steinhouse, and you can listen to the reports. By the way, that last one will be out today for sure, and you'll be able to play that for your Democrat or Dumbocrat friends. Hey, maybe we could play it over and over again for Ken. Let's all post it on Ken the Democrat's page. All right, of course, we talked about the market recap. Right now, the Dow is still floundering, about down 180. We have the S&P down 34, the NASDAQ down 116, not good. We talked about turkey inflation. You know, it's funny. I actually knew that Ken the Democrat was going to bring up the fact that Oz was in Turkey. What does Oz have to do with Turkey's inflation? The comment was about inflation and how they didn't raise interest rates. Why you have to go there, I don't know. Anyway, we talked about my election rant as well. And coming up, we have today's picks and plays. But first, did you guys hit that like button? Did you guys hit that share button? I'm really hoping you guys shared this, because if you didn't, go share it now. Tell all your friends about the show. Let them know it's both entertaining and educational. Please share it on your page or on groups that you feel will also enjoy the show. Let's talk about what's going on today. So it looks like the next phase of the drop in the market is about here. Earnings season is almost complete. The Fed raised the interest rate 75 basis points, and the election is next week. It's all coming to an abrupt end. I would expect the market to start to cool off and start to drop. Like I said yesterday, if the S&P happens to cross 4,000, and I doubt it, but if it does, puts it to play here. It might even be possible that they're to play at 3,900, so look for it. Hey, in my anticipation of yesterday, I actually sold my CCL calls at a 35% profit. Check this out. I then bought the stock and sold the covered calls in the stock. So this locked in about a 40% total profit on my original investment. So I'm pretty happy about that right now. Hey, if the stock drops below 9 on my January expiration date, I get to do it all over again. Meta is getting closer to my buy price of 85. So someone asked me the other day why I thought this was a good price, and frankly, it's really speculation, but I do think that right now Meta is undervalued at this price, so I'm just looking for a further drop as some insurance. Amazon and Google has often also been beat up. I think Google is the better chance of basically has a better chance of recovering than Amazon, so I prefer Google. I believe we'll see more carnage today. It may not be as bad as yesterday, but I predict it won't be good. And by the way, I wrote this morning when the futures are actually up. So look to set yourself up for January, though. That will be the month that you'll make the most money in the coming year. All right. There's still not much going on with crypto at all. You know, Bitcoin and Ethereum are pretty much sitting in the same place, about 20,000, 20,300, whatever it may be. And Ethereum is hovering right in the 1,500 range too. And you know, the only other thing, it's kind of weird, is because Dogecoin, you know, they kind of moved up, and it moved up with the Twitter takeover. You know, I talked about this yesterday, and I'm wondering if Musk will make Twitter Blue payment available on Dogecoin. So you guys know what the Twitter Blue is. The Twitter Blue is the $8 a month that he wants to charge to verify your account. By the way, if you guys haven't seen this, go to Twitter and look at the Stephen King versus Elon Musk debates. It's hysterical. I mean, Stephen King says, I'm going to leave the platform. I'm going to leave the platform. And every one of his tweets that says, I'm going to leave the platform gets, well, go ahead, leave. He just doesn't leave. So it's actually pretty funny. So go watch that. I'd go read some of it. I thought it was really, really funny. All right. The other thing, too, that we have out here going on, of course, is we have gold and silver. So gold and silver is not moving much. Gold is about 1,600-ish, silver about just under 20 again, and pretty much boring. You know, I'm going to tell you, though, I still think it's a buy, and I still think gold is the better buy right now. Normally, I would say silver's the better buy, but gold at 1,600-ish, to me, is a good buy. It's actually at 1,620 right now. So I actually think it's a better buy for gold right now. So if you can do that, that's great. Also, silver, if silver falls below 17, I think it becomes a really good buy as well. The Treasury bond went over 4%, so it's about 4.25% right now. And because it's 4.25%, I mean, not 4.25%, 4.15%. And the nice thing about the 4.15% is that it'll stay above 4. And if it stays above 4, Wall Street will get used to it. And that'll be good. However, NASDAQ right now is going to get crushed. And don't forget that the average mortgage loan price is now moving up to about 8%. Oil is not changing much. It's about 88. It's been about 88 all week, about 88 all week last week too. So, you know, it's not doing much. Gas prices are about the same. But I'm going to tell you right now that after the midterms, I don't care who wins, after the midterms, gas is going to go up, because you got to understand that Biden, he artificially lowered the prices by releasing the reserves. So he basically stole from our reserves to make the price lower, to make him look better and make the Democrats look better. He doesn't give a flying F about you and me or anyone else. He just cares about the fact that he might make the Democrats lose. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching Money Chat Now. We're here live every morning at 7:30 on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And you can also find repeats of the show on Rumble and Spotify. My name is Larry Steinhouse, and I'm running for something in government. I just don't know what yet. Anyway, I'm the host of Money Chat Now, and I'm the CEO of Investor Schooling. And don't forget, you can contact me directly at contactlarry.com. That's contactlarry.com. I'll let you know what my campaign email address is later. I'm teasing. Anyway, make it a profitable day.